What is up, guys? First of all, I would like to welcome you and congratulate you on taking the first step into learning this skill set that once you learn this and hone this in, no one can ever take away this skill from you. This skill will transcend any depression, inflation, pandemics, anything like that. You can still have this skill set and do it from the comfort of your own home, a laptop, your phone. As long as you have Wi-Fi connection, you can do this skill. Okay. So I just want to congratulate you for putting in the time and investing in yourself to learn how to do this. Okay. So what is day trading? Day trading is essentially buying and selling of securities or assets in a single day. Okay, so what are assets? What are securities? These are things like currencies. They can be foreign currencies, the U.S. currency. They can be bonds, right? So like U.S. bonds, stocks, right? Your classic day trading. You're probably familiar with a lot of stock trading, buying and selling of different company shares. Crypto, right? That's a big popular one now. We have Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies and meme coins and stuff like that is a type of asset. Then you have commodities. Well, what are commodities? Commodities are things like uh, different, like corn, soy, oil. You have gold, silver, copper, lots of the metals, you know, and different things like that. You have coffee. These are all different types of commodities. You also have indices, which is plural for the index, right? There's multiple indexes in the U.S. that you might have heard of before and not realized, like the Nasdaq 100, the S&P 500, and the US 30 or the Dow Jones, right? Those are the big three in the stock market that you see on TV all the time, that they're ringing the bell at the Nasdaq, ding, 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 right? The opening bell and closing bell for the day. Those are indices, right? And we'll learn more about what those are specifically as we get into this. So, types of day trading. Okay, so you have long term. This is your buying and holding. Maybe you have a portfolio or a 401k if you're a bit older, or these are things you're looking to invest long term for retirement or to profit from at a very long later date. So long term investing. This is buying and holding, and then selling at a later date. Then you have swing trading. Okay, swing trading means that you're holding it for more than a single day. So you might buy it on Monday and sell it on Wednesday or Friday, right? This is you're swinging it. Some people will swing trade from week to week, month to month, or maybe 6 months. Okay. Then you have your day trading, right? This is where you might buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon, or vice versa, sell in the morning, buy in the afternoon. This is where you're trading and holding maybe for the entirety of the day. Okay, so you're holding for the daily range of price fluctuations. Then you have intraday, which is inside of the day, right? Short term, maybe you're in and out of the market for inside of an hour, 2 hours. Kind of your middle ground for short term trading. And then you have scalping, right? This is where you're in and out, right? Just a quick scalp, sniper, in and out. Maybe you're buying and selling within an hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, or even, down to the 1 minute. And sometimes you can even get down to the seconds, right? Which is kind of like hyper scalping. So these are different types of trading when it comes to the time frames of what you're looking for to buy and hold. Okay, based off of your some of these can be based off of your psychology, your personality, and your portfolio and things like that for personal goals. Okay, types of markets. Okay, you have stocks, options, we have Forex and futures. Okay. You also have your bonds that we kind of talked about before. Your stocks you might be familiar with, like TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, or the classic Robinhood, where you can, kind of Robinhood, you can buy shares of stocks right from your phone. Okay. Now, if you do buy and sell within the day multiple times, you'll notice Robinhood will send you a notification saying that we're going to flag your account as a day trader. So, um, stocks are typically more of a long term buying and holding for a longer time and then selling at a later date. Options is kind of similar, where you're buying contracts that actually expire in certain times. So these you might hear a lot of people talk about. Oh, I trade options, right? So there's tons of lingo that goes into options alone, and we won't get into that. But the next one is Forex, which is short for, this is a typo here, short for the foreign exchange. Okay, this is mainly your currencies. So if you're going to travel from the US to London, then you have to exchange your currency from US dollars, USD, to the British pound. Okay, now when you do that, there's a certain exchange rate, right? Something in London might be 44 pounds, but in the US dollar, it's actually $48. So it's a little bit more expensive in the US dollar and cheaper in the form of a British pound. So there's an exchange rate there, and you're buying and selling the fluctuation of the rates going up and down there. Okay. Now, futures, which is what we're going to really dive into here, this is our forte that we're going to help you specialize in, is kind of the best of all worlds, right? It's a mixture of options in Forex and stocks, believe it or not. You are buying things that are called contracts, but there's no expiration date or certain times that you have to hold them or forced to hold them for, like you do in options. And it's not as manipulated, right? This is supposed to be manipulated, less manipulated than Forex. In the exchange rate, there's a lot of manipulation of price and rates and things of that nature. Where in futures, it's a little bit more of a quote unquote gentleman's market and more forgiving. Okay. So why would you even want to day trade? Why would you want to learn this skill? Right? So day trading is an investment strategy. Okay, where you're buying and selling investments, usually like we talked about within the same day or a relatively short time. A day trader could have multiple short-term positions open at the same time. Okay, so you can be in multiple positions. Day traders can trade many possible investments, like we talked about stocks, ETFs, bonds, currencies, commodities, and crypto, right? And the aim is to predict, we're kind of trying to predict how these investments change over short periods of time so that you could potentially make money off of these price swings, okay? So day trading works by finding opportunities to profit from short-term price swings in these different assets. Okay. For example, in the morning, you might predict that a stock may increase in value and by the afternoon. So you might buy early in the day and then hope to sell it in the afternoon at a higher price, right? So think about a car. If you're going to buy a car in the morning at a certain price, at a very cheap price, let's say you get the car for $1,000. And then by the afternoon, something happens to where that car now becomes more valuable and it's now worth $1,500 in the afternoon. So you sell it for a higher price because maybe it's in higher demand, maybe it's become more rare, something's happened, maybe there's not as many cars on the road, something, supply and demand, that the car now costs $1,500. So you could sell it in the afternoon for $1,500 and you then made $500 profit. Okay. This is the kind of thing that you can do with these different assets, right? This is why you would want to day trade. And you're able to do this in a very short time from the comfort of your own home or your phone. It's the opportunity within a short amount of time is practically limitless. Okay, so we'll show you here. This is a website called tradingview.com. Okay, this is where you can look and mark up different markets and asset classes like indices, stocks, ETFs, crypto, forex, futures, and bonds, right? Like we talked about. Here we have the three that we kind of mentioned earlier: S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, and the Dow Jones, or the US 30. Okay. Now, what's really cool about this website is it's free. Okay. It's free to use. Let's say we want to open up the futures market and we want to look at the NASDAQ. Okay. Here we're on a 1 minute chart. Okay. You can look at different time frames, but let's say in the morning, right, you got in, for example, let's say you woke up and you bought here in the morning about 10 a.m. Okay. So this is just an example. We'll go into what this all is here. But just to show you an example, let's say you bought one contract in the morning. Okay. And then you held it during the day. Right. And by the afternoon, it was then worth more. Right? So you bought in the morning and it's now 3 in the afternoon and you sell it, you're making off of one contract $3,620 US dollars. Okay? Because the price went from around $19,030 per share all the way up to 19,212, just about, right? So over 170 price point increase. Okay, so this is how you buy and sell, right? And then we would just hit sell. So we bought one and then sold it up here for a profit. Okay, now we'll get into trading platforms and brokers next on the next video. Okay, so I will see you guys in the next one.